Hey everybody, it's Rick Trummer from Rick Trummer Consulting and Training, and welcome to video number 12 of the NIK Filter series. We're finishing up with this series, and I hope you've really enjoyed it. If you haven't yet gone out and gotten those free filter pack from NIK, make sure you go out and do it. It's awesome, and that's what we've been going over the last few weeks. So today I'm going to be taking you into Viveza. And the Viveza filter is one of those that you're either going to sit there and go, well, all of those controls that I have there are inside Lightroom, or you can use with the selection brush inside Lightroom, or for that matter, ACR. Either one of them you can be able to do, but there is some nice options in here that I actually like to use. So let's go into the filter. Again, we're going under the NIK collection, and we're going to Viveza 2, which is on the bottom. And you'll notice that the control panel looks a lot like a control panel that you would see inside one of our other applications, inside of our raw applications. You're getting the brightness control, contrast, saturation, structure, which is kind of like their clarity filter that they have. So you've got some options like that. So inside there. So with that said, let's take a look at some of the things or some of the advantages that you're going to have using Viveza. Really, for me, there's only one big one. With this one, what I want to do is tone the background down a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a control point, and I'm just going to kind of bring my control point right here. I'm going to bring the size of the brush down a little bit. Let's bring the brush size down. So I'm going to bring the brush in just a little bit, and here's my brightness control. I can bring it up or down. Let's bring it down. And if you click the little tab down here, you'll be able to get all of the different tools that they have to be able to go up. If you click the little up arrow down on the bottom here, only the controls that are most commonly used will be able to be seen. So from here then, I'm going to bring my contrast ratio down on that a little bit. And I'm going to bring my saturation down. Now, I'm going to just hold down my Alt or Option button and click, and what I want to do is be able to add another point in another area. So I'm just going to grab that in here. I'm going to grab the same point. I'm going to bring the brush size down for this one. Let's bring it over just a little bit. Option, click again, and now I can bring another one down here. I'm going to bring this kind of over here to this section. And again, I'm going to bring my brush size down. And then option click again, and just bring another series. So what I'm going to be doing is just kind of going around my model here and just selecting a point and bringing my background down. Now, I've got all these points. Now, if you're really good at the selection brush inside your either ACR or Lightroom application, this seems like a lot of work to go into to kind of select all of these things. The cool thing about it is right now what I can do is if I click in the upper left or the upper right corner or whatever, I can make a selection to all of these, and you'll notice it selected all of the different adjustments that I've made in each one of these areas. Now what I can do is group them. And what that's going to do is group all of these together so I just have one control. So you'll notice over here on my control panel list, I have group 1, and you can see I'm kind of doing it as a 17%. And what I can do at this point is I can bring the brightness down on all of those points together so that I have them all together. This is one thing you can't do if you're using one of those raw conversion areas. So once I have all of that done, now I wanted to bring the middle section up, and I'm going to add a control point into the center area, and I'm going to be able to make this a little bit bigger or a little smaller depending on where I'm putting it here. Let's go onto the face, and I'm going to make this a little bit smaller here, and I want to bring the brightness, let's bring the brightness up just a little bit, and I'm going to add another control point, and again I'm going to just bring an option button, and I'm going to bring the same one there. So I can control these by just, again, clicking on these 2 points. You'll notice it clicks on both of them, and I've added a second grouping inside there. So it's really easy to be able to add these groupings inside here. Now, again, if you're really good with using the different brushes and different exposure levels inside either one of those programs, you're probably going to like those programs a lot better in those raw conversions area. If you're someone who wants to go through and try something different and try a different algorithm, this is a great place to be if you're a Viveza fan. So it seems to me that most of the time people either love this application or they hate this application. There's really nothing in between. It's just one of those that you're either going to love it or hate it. So for those of people that are Viveza fans out there, I also tend to like this program a lot. For those of you who don't like Viveza, I totally understand where you're coming from. It's one of those applications you just don't know that you're going to be able to use or not. But it's whatever I guess you're used to inside your workflow. So there's a little bit about Viveza. Again, go through and at least give it a try and see if you like it. It's part of that great free NIK Filter pack that's inside there from Google. You'll be able to get it absolutely free. So go ahead and check it out. So, again, we've got one more video to go. We're going to be highlighting the HDR Effect Pro application this next week, and that'll end this series, and then we're going to get on to something completely different. So, until next week, thanks again for tuning in. I'm Rick Trummer from Rick Trummer Consulting and Training, and I'll see you on the tube.